In this video, a vegan is asking, would you rather question, which involves animals. So let's see how we can turn that against vegans.
Would you rather live as a pig on a factory farm for 6 months or go the rest of your life without eating meat?
Well, we can just change a few variables and ask vegans, would they rather live as animals in, let's say, a crop field for 6 months, or go for the rest of their lives not eating, let's say, wheat? If they would pick the latter over the former because the former is so dangerous, then why don't they think of animals and abstain from all sorts of unnecessary things, which production of ends up harming and killing animals?
Either live through all the pain and suffering that occurred in the Holocaust, or live through all the pain and suffering that occurs during a month of worldwide fishing and factory farming.
This is a good one. Either live through all the pain and suffering that occurred in the Holocaust, or live through the pain and suffering that occurs during a month of worldwide production of plant-based products. Just imagine the amount of suffering of all the insects, birds, mammals, reptiles, etc., which are harmed in that 1 month worldwide. The amount of suffering would be incredibly high. If they were going to pick the former, then they know that production of plant-based products just for 1 month is far worse than the Holocaust of 6 million Jews. And they still don't care to limit themselves for the sake of those animals.
Would you rather watch 5 minutes of slaughter footage every time you purchase meat or dairy, or become vegan?
Let's say that we can obtain high-definition graphic footage of animal harm when producing plant-based products. I'm talking dismemberment, dying painfully when poisoned, blood, and guts. So we can ask, would they rather watch 5 minutes of that graphic footage every time they purchase some unnecessary thing for their convenience or sensory pleasure, or become compassionate vegans who are going to change for those animals?
Would you rather live in a world where slaughterhouses exist or not?
Alright, would you rather live in a world where animals suffer and die in production of unnecessary plant-based things or not? I'm really curious about this one. If not, why are you contributing to it? I also want to point at the fact that none of those questions are arguments for veganism. No answer there would lead to the conclusion that people should be vegan. And yet we have vegan activists who for some reason think it's a good idea to use something like that in their activism.